Drop bench start, a game that's probably going to annoy a lot of you because my opinions are different to most of yours, but they are also right. If you think differently, just know that I am always right and you should start agreeing with me. I've asked some of my Instagram followers for some drop bench start. Make sure to go follow me on Instagram, link is in the description if you want to be involved in a future video like this. So I have about 10 or 11 which I'm going to go through in this video. If you do enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and if you're old to the channel, welcome back. For some reason you can't look at the responses on the Instagram website, so I have to go through it on my phone, so that's why I'm looking down. If you don't know what the game is, you give me 3 players. I pick to drop one, to bench one, and to start one, basically in order of which one is the worst to best. The first one from LFC Zone is Maddison Mac Allister and Eze. This is a bit of a weird one because, you know, I've never really heard any of these comparisons before, but I do like it. James Maddison is set to join Spurs for about 40 million euros. Mac Allister's already moved to Liverpool. Eze is about to stay at Crystal Palace. All very good players, but I think the worst of the lot is James Maddison. People seem to love him. I get it. He's a good player, but I don't really see why people think he should definitely be in the England squad. I don't get why it's a disgrace that he shouldn't be. He's a good player, he's alright, bad attitude, he was poor enough towards the end of the season with Leicester. I'm benching Eze. Wow, he was brilliant under Roy Hodgson. I mean, he was brilliant before, he had an injury last season. Really good player, finally got into the England squad. And I'm starting Alexis Mac Allister. Very versatile player, can play as a 10, an 8 or a 6. He's a fantastic passer of the ball. He was brilliant at the World Cup. He's been brilliant in a really good Brighton team. And now he's not got a big money move because somehow he was only bought for 35 million. He'll take the number 10 jersey. That just shows you how good he is. We've got one from Lennon Maloney, which is a bit more of a common one. Saka, Maherz, Salah. I do like it. Saka's been brilliant this season, but I'm just going to go on overall player over the last couple of years. And I am going to drop Riyad Mahrez, a player that's always good occasionally, but never consistently brilliant. And yet he still always scores about 20 goals a season. I don't really know how he does it. I'm putting Saka on the bench. Fantastic season, but this is really the first season we've seen him at a world-class level, while Mo Salah has been consistently doing that for 7 years. He's unbelievable. Even in his worst ever season for Liverpool, he got about 35 goal involvements in a really bad Liverpool team. So for me, I'm starting Mo Salah, I'm benching Saka, and I am dropping Riyad Mahrez. This one is an Irish one, so it's probably better, you know, we get the old tricolours out. So it's Idah, Parrot, and Ogbene. First of all, I'm definitely dropping Adam Idah. Like, he scored a goal versus Gibraltar. That's his first for Ireland. He's been playing for 4 years, and it was a consistent 2 years where he was playing every single game. Troy Parrott missed an absolute sitter against Scotland last year, and that might have cost us a place maybe in a Euros qualification. I'm going to still bench him. He scored a few goals for Ireland, and Ogbene, he showed up. This is one of my favourites so far from Samos. Eriksen, David Silva, and Thiago. It's a nice one. I'm going to base it off prime because Eriksen isn't in his prime, Thiago isn't in his prime, and David Silva isn't in his prime. First of all, I'm going to be dropping Christian Eriksen. He was brilliant in those Spurs days. Playing as a winger, playing as a midfielder. He was a very good player. I don't think he was anywhere near the level that the other two guys were. I'm then going to be benching Thiago. Brilliant player in his time at Bayern Munich. I don't think you're saying his prime was at Liverpool. Injuries did affect us. That's why I don't think he can be in comparison with David Silva, because David Silva was just magic for Manchester City. I don't know why I left the Irish flag on for that one. But anyway, the worst part is I was talking about Eriksen. You know, he did score a hat-trick against us in the Euros qualifier. That made little me cry. We've got one from FestiX Moore. Prime Augero, Rooney, and Shearer. It's probably good it isn't current players because, well, that would just be a bit of a shit show. Weirdly enough, I'm dropping Alan Shearer. Goal scorer, fantastic. I never really witnessed him personally, but, you know, did he really have anything else around his game? I get he scored a lot of goals, but as a footballer, I think Aguero and Rooney were both better. This one is really close. Honestly, man, I've just sat here for a bit just thinking about it. It is a really close one, but I am going to be benching Sergio Aguero, who was brilliant. But Wayne Rooney is arguably the best English player ever, along with Steven Gerrard. So I'll start Wayne Rooney, bench Sergio Aguero, which is really close, and Alan Shearer is dropped. Next, we have Foden, Saka, and Martinelli. I like this one. All young players, so I suppose you can't really base it off prime. But I'm going to be dropping Martinelli. Brilliant player, but I don't think he's really on the level of either two, but I think he could be, you know, with a few more years. I'm then going to be benching Phil Foden. He was brilliant in previous seasons, always kind of showed up. Not so much this season. He didn't get enough playing time. Still scored a few goals, scored a hat-trick in the Manchester derby. That game feels like so long ago. And then I'm going to be starting Saka, who's just unbelievable this season. Barella, Bellingham, and Tchouaméni. These are 3 different enough midfielders, but I do like it. I am first of all going to be dropping Tchouaméni. I think he's brilliant, quality defensive player, but I don't think he's on the level of either two player. I'm then going to be benching Jude Bellingham. He's got his big money move, but I don't think he's on the level of Barella. I think Jude Bellingham is world class, but I think Barella is a higher level of world class. So I'm going to be starting Nicolo Barella, who could potentially be leaving into this summer for a big money move as well. I don't see it happening though, because, well, he is Inter through and through. I like these different ones, you know, with not big name players. From FestiX Moran, Sesko, Hojlund, and Evan Ferguson. This could age absolutely terribly. They're all fairly young, so in 10 years time, this could age absolutely terribly. Hopefully from an Irish perspective, and that is giving you a hint, it doesn't age terribly, but it would be funny for it to do so, and look how wrong I was 10 years later. But anyway, I'm going to be dropping Sesko. He's done alright for RB Salzburg. He's going to get a move to Leipzig, but he hasn't really proved it in a top 5 league yet. Hojlund has done fantastic for Atalanta. Looks like he'll end up going to Man United for a big money move. I mean, he's been called the next Haaland, but Evan Ferguson has been called the next Harry Kane. And he's scoring goals in the Premier League at 18. In its side for the last 3 or 4 years, which has struggled to get a striker to score goals. Absolutely no bias at all. From Lewis, we have Bruno Fernandes, Kevin De Bruyne and Ødegaard. And I do apologise, I did clickbait you in the thumbnail. I do not think Bruno Fernandes is the best player out of these three.
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologise to absolutely nobody.
Frankly, he is the worst. That's not to say he's bad. He's a fantastic player. Really important for Man United. I just don't think he's on the level of the other two, just especially based on Martin Ødegaard's fantastic season for Arsenal this year. That's why he's going on the bench. And there's just no comparison anyone can ever have with Kevin De Bruyne because he's the best midfielder on the planet. Anyone, Modric, Barella, Bellingham, Ødegaard, Rodri, I'm taking Kevin De Bruyne all day, any day. What a player. One of the best ever. So from Aiden, we have Suarez, Lewandowski, Benzema. I'm going to assume all prime. Lewandowski and Benzema is very close. Both are two very good players. Benzema obviously has the Ballon d'Or. Lewandowski probably should have had a Ballon d'Or in 2020. I'm purely basing it off the heroics Benzema had last season in the Champions League. That I'm going to drop Lewandowski, bench Benzema, and there's no question Luis Suarez is by far and away better than both of those players. By far and away. The best striker of this generation, no doubt, maybe the best ever. Even on a more personal note, Suarez was just absolutely brilliant. The person that made me fall in love with football. Being a Liverpool fan, him at Liverpool was absolutely brilliant. He was amazing, one of the best players in the world, undoubtedly world class in just a terrible team. Nearly won us a league title. I mean, Sturridge was brilliant that season, but you look at Sturridge's drop off, and injuries definitely played a part, but Sturridge's drop off happened when Suarez left. Suarez almost made Sturridge a world class striker. Even back in 2016 where Messi had a little bit of an injury, Suarez was the guy scoring the goals. He brought them to a league title, and he was also winning golden boots in the Messi and Ronaldo prime era, something Lewandowski and Benzema never did. And he also likes to bite someone, which maybe isn't a strength. And the final one we have is prime Salah, prime Hazard and prime Bale. That is the worst one of the lot. Hazard is the player out of all of them that could get you off your feet. He was silky, he was elegant, he was beautiful, but he didn't do that consistently. Ben Arfa probably got you off your feet more than Toni Kroos did, but Toni Kroos is obviously the better player. I'm going to be dropping Eden Hazard. I'm going to be benching Mo Salah. He's been fantastic in the last 6 or 7 years for Liverpool, but come on. Prime Gareth Bale was something else. That 2 or 3 years at Real Madrid when the fans actually liked him, he was unbelievable. I mean, I don't think any of us are ever going to forget that goal he scored versus Barcelona in the Copa del Rey final, where he just ran out to the sideline and overran. I don't know who the fullback was. Beautiful goal, beautiful player. Sad to see how he fell apart. So I'm going to start Gareth Bale, bench Mo Salah and drop Eden Hazard. So that was my opinions on the drop bench starts that you guys sent me. Thank you all so much for everyone that sent in. Make sure to follow me on Instagram if you want to be a part of a future video. A link is in the description. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what I got wrong in the comments. There probably is a lot you disagree, but again, I'm always right. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoy, subscribe if you are new, and become a channel member if you want to support the channel that extra more. Share the page. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll say it again, and I'll see you in the next one.